So, hello and welcome to today's session on Unleashed Hour. It's
Mhm.
a new year with new things, new hopes, new dreams,
Yes,
new
yes, yes.
aspirations. And as we get started this year, I feel it's important that we take care of some basic things, which
Mm-hmm.
is why today's topic is self-care. And I look
Mm-hmm.
at self-care as the foundation for thriving. Yeah, that
Indeed, it is.
that unless you take care of yourself, unless you take care of the things that are most critical, then it's going to be difficult for you to move and to make the kind of progress that you would want to make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and therefore, for now, I just want to go into the session where I'll do my presentation for today, and then when we are done, we can do a little discussion around the issues that I'll have raised and what people's thoughts around this whole thing are. Then we wrap it up.
Right, that's good. So I won't interject now.
Sawa, yeah, because now I'm going into screen sharing and
Okay.
yes, we get started. Great. So today, like I said, we start our discussion on Unleash Hour for the year 2021 with a topic that I believe is critical and very important for all of us as we start this year. I believe that this is our year to thrive. I believe that this is our year to do great things. I believe that this is our year to go out there and make a real big difference in our lives and in the matters that concern us. And therefore, it's important for us to set the right kind of foundation so that as we build on the year and do the many things that we have lined up for 2021, we'll have already taken care of the basics, which will actually go a long way in enabling us to reach the goal and the dream that we have for ourselves for this year. So I'll begin by asking the question, what is self-care? What is self-care? And I would say in defining self-care, self-care is really a self-explanatory word which basically addresses the aspect of sparing no effort in treating yourself well, doing the things that enhance your well being. Self care is about taking care of yourself, taking care of the things that concern you as an individual. Many of us are good at taking care of other people's issues. We are good at taking care of things. We are good at taking care of responsibilities. We are good at taking care of our businesses, taking care of our talents, taking care of very many other things. But we do very poorly when it comes to self care. But I want to challenge us, even as I challenge myself, and say that the more we are able to take care of ourselves, the better we are able to take care of very many other things. Which brings me to why should we think about self-care? And the first thing that comes to mind for me is you can't take care of anything else well enough if you don't know how to take care of yourself. They say charity begins at home. The Bible is more explicit and says, love others as you love yourself. Therefore, the foundation for loving others is a love for self. charity begins at home. You need to know how to take care of yourself first, because it is the way that you take care of yourself that determines how you'll take care of anyone else, how you'll take care of anything else, how you will handle all the other things that come your way. Therefore, indeed, you can't take care of anything else well enough if you don't know how to take care of yourself. Number two, I would say a good vessel carries the content better. So if you want to carry whatever it is you're carrying through a particular vessel, you want to ensure it is a vessel that is well taken care of. You cannot, for example, carry gas in a tank that is leaking, because that is a recipe for disaster. You can't carry water in a jerry can that is leaking. By the time you get home, you realize that you have very little water or no water at all, depending on how serious the leakage is. So look at yourself, look at your body, your soul, your spirit as a vessel that carries significant content that probably you use for business, you use for ministry, you use for work, you use for many different things that you care about. So look at your body, your soul, your spirit as a vessel and take good care of it, because a good vessel carries the content better. Number three, no one except God cares for you more than you care for yourself. You have to realize that many people think about themselves, they think about their needs. So when they are interacting with you, they are thinking about what they can receive from you, they are thinking about what they can get from you. And therefore, you must realize that you set the bar for how others treat you by the way that you treat yourself. Therefore, make sure that you treat yourself well enough so that they have an example to follow in dealing with you and in the way that they treat you. Without that, if you do not put limits to yourself and for what you can do for people and what you cannot, there are people who I would say are takers. And they say that takers do not know when to stop. So they will keep taking and taking and taking unless you get to a point and you tell them, hey, enough of the taking. So be challenged to see to it that you're taking care of yourself so that you don't leave yourself exposed to what the people are doing. So we go on to what's next. So when should we think about self-care? When is it important for us to think about self-care? For me, self-care is something that we must constantly do at all times. So the answer for that would be all the time. All the time is time to take care of yourself. Welcome, Waithaka. We kindly request you to mute the. Thank you so much. We'll have time for interaction at the end of it all. So, as I was saying, self care is about taking care of yourself all the time. It's about you looking at yourself as a priority. So, you take care of yourself first before you take care of anyone else, before you take care of anything else. Because the degree to which you have taken care of yourself determines the degree to which you are able to take care of others. I want to believe that that is very clear. And now we get to what I consider the meat of this discussion, which addresses the big question, which is how do I take care of myself? How to take care of yourself. So I would say that self care covers both body, soul, and spirit. You have to take care of your body, you have to take care of your soul, and you have to take care of your spirit. And to elaborate further, soul care must look at taking care of both your mind and your emotions. And we'll look at that in detail as we go further down. So the 6 critical things that you need to think about when you're talking about body care are: 1, nutrition; 2, hydration; exercise; sleep stroke rest; dressing up; and medical checkups. And when it comes to nutrition, we would say that one of the important things to do is make sure that every meal you're having reflects a balanced diet. Every meal you're having needs to reflect a balanced diet so that you're taking care of all the needs of your own body. Number 2, steer clear of habit forming foods and drinks. There are certain foods and drinks which are habit forming, in the sense that you start eating them and you can't stop yourself, no matter how hard you try. Most junk food, which actually is referred to in my next point, is habit forming in nature because of the excess sugar, the excess salt, the excess fat, and all that is very appealing to the taste buds. And before you know it, you start getting used to eating it, which at the end of the day doesn't really help your body, because the nutritional content and what you're able to get out of it is not really helpful for the body in the long run. So keep junk food to a minimum if you must eat it. We are not saying kick it all out, because for some people that's very difficult, but try to keep it to a minimum for the sake of your body. Then know your body, your lifestyle, and its unique nutritional needs. For example, one person has a very active lifestyle, and because of the active lifestyle, there are particular nutritional needs that this person will have. For example, somebody who's involved in sports will require to eat a lot of food that pumps them up with energy as they go out there to engage in sport. If, on the other hand, most of your activity is around a desk, and you sit for the better part of the day and all that, you also want to look at the kind of food you're putting into your diet, so that you do not suffer what are considered lifestyle diseases as a result of indulging in what is not helpful for you in your particular situation. So know your body, know your lifestyle, and your unique nutritional needs, so that you're able to do the right thing. When it comes to hydration, they say that when you're young, 70% of your body is water. When you get to ages like some of us, when you're an adult and all that, it comes down to about 60% or so of your body is water, and therefore water is very critical to the well-being of your body as an individual. And I've just mentioned a few of the things water can help you to do. One is that water helps very much when it comes to digestion and avoiding issues of constipation. Water has a huge impact on brain function. The amount of water in your body has an impact even on your mood. So I was learning as I was actually researching on this. Can affect your mood, it can affect your energy levels. It is actually critical to the functioning of all body systems. When you fail to take up water, your kidneys are forced to retain much more fluid than is required, and over the long run, you develop uh, complications like kidney stones and many other such things by failing to take care of your water intake. So hydration is critical. You must make sure that you remain hydrated right from when you wake up and throughout the day as you go about your activity. And the good thing is we live in a time where we have applications that can help us to remember. We can set ourselves up in such a way that we are well taken care of. Um, I will go to exercise. As much as is possible, avoid a sedentary lifestyle, a lifestyle where you're seated behind that desk for the whole day, and then you come from the office, you get into the car, so you are sitting again all the way home. You get home and you're a couch potato, so throughout your time at home, you are either on that couch or you are on your bed just chilling. It feels good in the moment, but over time, it has an effect. So make sure that you're finding time for workouts, which is my next point. Find time for workouts, which are critical in reducing the risk of lifestyle diseases. And indeed, physical fitness helps you handle many tasks, both mental and physical. Uh, the more fit you are physically, the more sharp you become mentally. So you're able to handle tasks of a mental nature better, tasks of a physical nature better, simply by ensuring that you keep yourself physically fit. So it's very important that physical exercise is a part and parcel of you are taking care of your body. Sleep, sleep is a big issue. There are those who believe that they only need 2 to 3 hours of sleep and they can function, but it's a lie, because in the long run it's going to affect you and affect your ability to do a lot of things. So make it a habit to get enough sleep every night. Recommended is 7 to 8 hours. I know for some people that might be tricky, but yeah, make it a habit to get enough sleep every night. Inadequate sleep affects your ability to concentrate and to get into a state of flow. A state of flow is where, everything is really going as you would want. You are in a state of mind where you are able to do your best work. You're able to accomplish your best results because you are well rested and everything is perfectly set up for you to just function. One other thing you need to realize is that a lack of sleep catches up with you eventually, because you might escape today and tomorrow and the third day, but eventually you will burn out, or you'll just feel like, I cannot go on anymore. Sleep is about recovery, which is every bit necessary if you will function well the next day. Sleep is not just about for the body. Sleep has an effect on your brain and its functioning, which needs you to recover, to unplug completely and recover so that you are thinking fresh the following day. We go on to the next one, which is dressing up. I say put on the best attire you can afford and strive to be at your best. They say how you dress determines how you will be addressed. So you want to make sure that you're sparing the best for yourself. You're giving yourself the best in terms of protecting you and even presenting you to the public. Because remember, after all, we are talking about self-care. So you want a good image of yourself to the public. Take care of your grooming and show up to the public looking great. It should not be a struggle for you to spare some money or, regularly to take care of your wardrobe and to take care of your other grooming needs, to ensure that when you show up in public, you are looking sharp, you're looking good. It improves your confidence, it improves your love for yourself and all that, and you're able to go out there and really get things done. Alongside that, of course, you want to choose your residence with hygiene and security in mind. You want to be in a place which is clean and well taken care of. You want a place where there is physical security. You don't want a place where you are not sure whether leaving at 6 in the morning is safe enough for you, or you'll get mugged or something will happen. So you want to be in a place where everything is well taken care of, because that gives you takes your mind on to other more important things, as opposed to when you have to look back over your shoulder all the time. That can become really limiting. Up next is an issue that is a big problem for many of us, especially in the so-called developing countries. In developing countries, we are used to curative healthcare, where you only show up in hospital, you only show up in a doctor's doorstep when you have symptoms that you don't understand. But we need to get to a point where we adopt what is called preventive healthcare, where we are able to go for checkups regularly, so that we are able to catch, my next point, to catch major issues before they are beyond intervention. It's very sad for you to hear that somebody has gotten to stage 4 of cancer, and that is the first time that they are actually realizing that they've been suffering from cancer. So at this point, intervention is very limited, and you can only hope for the best, and a majority of them don't make it. So for us, in a bid to take care of ourselves, we need to adopt what is called preventive healthcare. So act on your doctor's recommendation, or seek a second opinion. So if you've gone for this checkup and the doctor is saying there is these things you need to look out for, there's these things you need to work on, uh, act on them immediately, because it's your body we are talking about. If you have doubts about what the doctor is saying, you are open to seek a second opinion, so that you do not ignore a matter that is critical, that will come to affect you again in future. So we move on to soul care, taking care of our souls. Number one, get comfortable with saying no. This is a big one. A lot of us say yes too quickly, and then we regret because we realize that we've committed ourselves to so many things at the same time, and we start struggling to fulfill all of them or to take care of all of them. Warren Buffett, the billionaire investor, says the difference between successful and very successful people is that the very successful have learned to say no to almost everything. The more you say no, the more you create time to concentrate on the things that truly matter to you. The faster you say yes, the faster you run away from the things that truly matter to you. Because saying yes to one thing means saying no to a number of other things. Saying yes to one thing means you have committed time, sometimes you have committed money, you have committed resources that would otherwise have been invested elsewhere. So don't be so quick to say yes this year if you want to take care of yourself, because it will have a strain on your mind when you get to a point and you're not able to meet the expectations of the people. They are going to start asking questions and wondering what is happening. So seek to go narrow and deep rather than shallow and wide. Don't be a shallow and wide kind of person doing 100 things at the same time. Seek to focus on one or two, three priorities and go deep with them. And the only way to do that is to learn to say no. Up next, filter. Filter what you allow into your heart and mind. Filter what you allow into your heart and mind. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all things, for out of it flow the issues of life. So don't be this kind of person who admits everything in your heart. Somebody has said something, you take it to heart. Somebody has done something, you take it to heart in such a way that it affects the rest of your day. It affects probably the rest of your year. It affects the rest of your life if you're not careful. So don't admit undeserving tenants in your heart, And deserving tenants are like things like anger, things like unforgiveness, things like bitterness, and many other such things. The things which eat away at you, while the person who is offending, or while the person who's done this particular thing has actually gone on with their lives. So filter what you allow to rest and to settle in your heart and mind, so that you are only focusing on the things which are good. Philippians 4:8 says, whatsoever things are noble, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are of good report, whatsoever things are excellent, think on these things. You must make a choice to focus on the things that will build you up, the things that will take you to the next level, rather than the things that weigh you down and hold you down and actually pull you back. You have to make that choice. Filter what you consume from the media and your company. Filter what you consume from the media and your company. The media is awash with negativity. The media is awash with stories of all kinds. So you have to make a conscious decision that I will consume only what adds value to me. I will consume only what makes sense to me. I will consume what is in alignment with what I am working towards. When I talk about company, of course, here I mean the people you spend most of your time with. Don't be afraid to walk away from bad company, both on and offline. If my interaction with you is not building you up, in the spirit of self care, please walk away from me. If what I'm sharing on my handles does not bless you or does not build you up, you have no obligation to keep listening to me. You can mute me, you can unfollow me, you can do, you have the power. We sometimes behave as though we are stuck there with these people who are saying things which we don't agree with. But I want to remind you that you have the power to shut people off if it so requires. You have the power to mute them. You have the power to unfollow them. You have the power to block, because you want positive vibe. You want vibe that will build you up and take you to the next level. Um, Consume good stuff. Consume good stuff. Read, watch, and listen to edifying, uplifting, motivational, and inspirational content. Read, watch, and listen to edifying, uplifting, motivating, and inspirational content. So look at what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis and make sure that it is content that will build you up. It is content that will take you to the next level. It is content that will challenge you. It is content that will inspire you to do better tomorrow than you are today. Look for what are called subconscious enhancing experiences. There are certain things which are normally not a part and parcel of what you do on a day-to-day basis. Those are what Dr. Benjamin Hardy calls subconscious enhancing experiences. For example, normally you eat food at your house, but you can decide that once in a while, in order to expand your horizons and your appreciation of things, you go to a fine dining restaurant and eat a meal there, which will give you a totally different experience. Your mind will expand and get to a totally different level than if you constantly do the things that you're used to. Go to a holiday on an exotic island somewhere. Enjoy what you see there, because as you do that, your mind expands and you grow, and you begin to appreciate life more. You begin to appreciate the things that you have not experienced more, and you actually reinforce the idea to yourself that you are so important that you have created time to actually go and have this amazing experience in this place where you find yourself. um, Up next is choose your circle wisely. I've already mentioned a bit about company up there, but hey, your circle can make or break you. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says that bad company ruins good morals. The people you surround yourself with have the capacity to make you or to break you, because you rub off on each other, whether you like it or not. If you spend time around toxic people, they will infect you with their toxicity. So you have to choose people who are inspiring you, people who can appeal to a better you, people who can challenge you towards good, people who will be brutally honest with you, as I am saying. Because let me tell you, if your friends cannot stand up to you when you're wrong, those are not good friends. You actually need to change your circle. If your friends cannot tell you when you're going astray, then those are not worth being called friends. They say faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. That is the book of Proverbs again. So it's a matter of you want to be around people who can tell you when you're getting off. You want to be around people who can tell you, I know Jimmy, you can do better. I know Kevin, you can do better than this. I know Esther, you are better than this. You want to be around people like that. Locate mentors and accountability partners. Mentors will show you what the journey has been for them and how they have gotten to where they are. Accountability partners will walk alongside you and challenge you towards what you've committed yourself to until you see it through. So choose your circle wisely. Not everybody deserves to be in your circle. Routines. Develop and stick to a morning and evening routine. We are talking about self-care. So you have to ask yourself what is critical for you to get done first thing in the morning. In the morning, you need to think about taking care of your body, your soul, and your spirit. You have to think about doing the things that take care of yourself. Because I have said that self care is the foundation for thriving. So if you want to go out there and have a good day, you want to ensure that you're doing the right things in the morning before you go out there. The right things differ for many people. For some people, it will be exercise just to get their heart rate up and running. For some people, it will be a good meal in the morning. A breakfast needs to be a good meal that will give you energy for the entire day. You will want to spend time reading the Word of God if that's your thing. You'll want to spend time reading inspirational material if that is what works for you. So you just want to ensure that you are taking care of your spirit, you're taking care of your soul, you're taking care of your body. Meditation and things like that that we'll mention even as we go along. And then the other question is, what do you do before you sleep? They say one of the things that is very critical is for you to detox from the negativity of the day. And one way to do that is you can actually decide that beyond a particular time, you will not look at social media or actually look at any screen for that matter, so that by the time you sleep, your mind is settled and calm. You do not go to sleep with negative images playing in your mind, negative stories filling your mind, so that you are sleeping but you are not settled. So you want to develop a routine that helps you to calm down, to be at ease, so that when you go to sleep, you are truly sleeping. You are not carrying baggage with you. So morning and evening routine, very critical. Gratitude. They say that gratitude attracts abundance. The more grateful you are, the more you see around yourself to be grateful for. So gratitude is about living with a mindset, a mentality of abundance. Celebrate small victories to open doors for bigger victories. Gratitude is something that is very good for your heart, very good for your mind, because it gives you perspective for looking at life. You begin to realize that in as much as there is a lot that has not gone my way, there is still a lot that has gone my way. And as you are grateful for what has gone your way, you will actually realize that there is much more that is beginning to go your way. And even what seemed like it was not going your way, in the final analysis of things, you realize there was a reason why it went that way. It all adds up together to be something beautiful. That is just the way that the world is. Fun. So ask yourself what makes you happy. And when you answer that question, set aside time and money to enjoy it guilt free. And do not do it once in a long while. Make it a habit. Make it a habit to do the things that make you happy. We are saying that you are taking care of yourself so that you are able to take care of others in future. Up next is choose your battles wisely. Choose your battles wisely. Not every battle is worth fighting. So do not be this person who jumps into every battle that is brought your way. Somebody comes your way and they want to have issues with you. Do not be quick to jump into it. It's about self-care. Before you enter a battle, ask yourself, what are the spoils involved? What am I going to get out of this battle? What am I going to benefit by winning this battle? Because if it's not worth, if what you're investing in this particular battle is more than what you'll get out of it, please, for your own sake, pass. For your own sake, don't spend time, don't waste time or any resource for that matter on that battle. So choose your battles wisely so that you're focusing on the things that matter and will help you. We now go to emotions. We are still talking about soul care. So two things about emotions. One of them is acknowledgement. Give yourself room to feel your feelings. A lot of us have been told, men don't cry. Act like a big girl. We've been told a lot of things that translate to suppress those feelings, suppress them, don't pay attention to them. But emotional intelligence is telling us that it's important for you to feel your feelings. It's important that you process whatever it is that is going on with your emotions until you're done with it. So if you must find a place to vent, go ahead and do so. Because it is not good to suppress those feelings because they are going to come up in a strong way in a place where you cannot control, and whatever you are trying to hide or to avoid will still come to the surface. So don't bury your feelings, allow yourself to feel them. And number two, manage your feelings. So this is the other side of the coin. Do not allow yourself to also overindulge. Overindulgence means, you have no control over your emotions. So you must be aware of your reactions and control those reactions. Find good places to channel your stress. So it's not about suppressing, but it's also not about overindulging. It's about finding the balance to ensure that you have room to express your emotions, but you are expressing it in a controlled environment and in a controlled manner so that you are not hurting yourself in the process, you are not hurting other people in the process, but you are going through your feelings and emotions and handling them expertly. So up next, we look at spiritual care. 5 things which are critical: meditation, prayer and fasting, Bible study, beliefs, and repentance. So I will say that meditation is good for both your heart and your mind because it helps calm you on the inside so you can tune into the divine presence, so you can tune in to the world around you. You are able to you are able to calm on the inside through meditation, and this allows you to connect better with the world that is around you, to connect better with God, to connect better even in prayer. Mindfulness helps bring clarity of thought. A lot of people who are doing very well of themselves out there have learned to practice mindfulness. Some of these things, honestly, we can only mention in passing here because they are big in nature, and they need us to really take time to think through and work through in order to come up with something good. So mindfulness is critical. Prayer and fasting is about communion with the divine presence, turning your heart to be at par with the divine presence. It's about tuning into the divine frequency, tuning into what God is saying and what God is calling you towards in that particular area that you are praying. You are seeking divine wisdom, you are seeking divine guidance, understanding, divine ability, and enablement to get things done. That is what prayer will accomplish for you. Bible study, we say that the word of God is bread for your spirit. It is also milk for your spirit. And just like your body requires physical food to stay in tip-top shape, your spirit requires the word of God. Psalm 119, 105, the word is a lamp to our souls and a light to our feet. So we need to embrace it and take it up. You need to examine your beliefs to get rid of limiting beliefs and stereotypes. Examine your beliefs to get rid of limiting beliefs and stereotypes because they limit your life. Your life is limited by what you believe. Embrace a positive and optimistic mindset. Embrace a mindset of abundance. Look around you and see that there's so much for every one of us that we cannot exhaust what has been made available to us. Quit this mindset of scarcity. Quit this mindset of scramble for resources and all that. Look within and look around, and you will see that there is enough for every one of us to do what we need to do. Finally, repentance is good for your heart. Do not harbor evil in your heart. Rid yourself of words, thoughts, actions, and attitudes that defile your spirit. Don't allow yourself to carry anything that is not helpful either to you or to other people around you. Seek to be in right standing with God. And finally, as I finish, I want to encourage you to set aside time, money, and any other resources in the name of self-care for your own personal development. And with regard to that, I have a class that I run myself, which is called Optimize Your Life. And alongside it is a personalized coaching program, which you can also sign up for. You can actually talk to me through those contacts shared there, and we can have a conversation about how you can be involved. So I want to bring this to a close at that point, and basically invite us to share what we have.